and the big man 433 representing one side. Pesky Cashew and Stumpy. Oh no, I think Stumpy Dub I remember, because we definitely saw him play in past matches, so he's definitely coming over from some of the other VRL games as well.
Well, this has started off all heavily action-packed. This is going to be a very interesting game, a completely different style, and we're already going to be starting off with a 1-1 trade out here. Are they going to go straight in and try and take the early lead? We see Vic, he's just going to sit back and hide in the grass as it being waited out for a little bit. He wants his teammate to come in and back him up, and they want to try and take this into a fair challenge. We have not seen this go down like this at all throughout any of the games so far.
No, it's almost always been a full team wipe. Vex3, though, lining up the shots, hitting one. There's the problem with you missing a shot, or at least not executing a kill, though. It takes so long to reload and recharge the plasma rifle that if you're in the open like we saw there, he's more than likely going to be a dead man. 3-2, very close affair so far, but it is going to be Cash Grab that currently holds the advantage at 3-2.
Now they're going to make it 4-2 as the big man gets one. Question is, can he find the other player? Vex3 is just using this grassroots advantage, right? Hiding in there, trying not to be spotted, but also look around at what's going on. And the scans have come in. His position might now be known. The big man's going to be eating a lot of damage, but Vex3's found his teammate. Stumpy's going to try and come in and do some serious damage. He does get the first one, and now he's under pressure, though. They know exactly where he is, and it's going to be up to Vex3 to try and get this done.
He's trying to do work with the shotgun as well. It's going to go all the way to the edge of the arena. It seems Vex3 just dodging the fire coming in from the LMG and is able to make work with the shotgun. The problem is he's got to head back into the space grass here to get himself out of harm's way. He's still very low, but no! The big man comes in to save it, takes out Pesky Cash and keeps Cash Grab at an advantage, 7-4.
Yeah, they are not just grabbing cash, they're grabbing kills, and they are unrelenting. This has probably been the most explosive start we've seen to any game thus far. It's non-stop action. Stumpy trying to hit the shots with the shotgun there, making it work in the end, but that was getting a little bit awkward. Can they find the final member? Big man now up high. Gonna go in there. He's found himself the laser. See, he's got 2 weapons to use. He's gonna come double up on it, but that's a shotgun and a half straight to the chest, and he goes down to even it up nearly at 7-6. One frag is all Danglers need, and they might be able to take some control here.
Just rides right up on him. Obviously, a much faster paced game that we're seeing here in comparison to the one that we were just in a few moments ago as well. Teams a lot more in your face with the play style, and obviously way more kills happening between these two squads as well. Definitely not that passive kind of plasma rifle focus gameplay we were seeing before, although we still get a little bit of it, specifically from Vex3 right now, trying to line up some shots, but under too much fire to be able to successfully line any of it up as well. Their opponents, the Danglers here, have too much cover to work with to make a successful shot hit.
You see Vex3, the way he's trying to use the plasma rifle there, it's very effective, but with there's so many corners, he's just hitting walls a lot of the time. Now, they've managed to pick up the next 2 kills, and they're actually both still alive, so this can work out in their favor with a 9-7, but it's still 2 minutes to go, so they need to now make sure they get the weapons and get the armor they want, and they take some serious control here. And Pesky, he's under heavy pressure, he goes down, and this is where Cash Grab can do a lot of damage. They're in a very good position, and can they now utilize it?
Big man still looking for a lineup here. He's got that slingshot along with the AoE that can come out of it here if he can line up those shots. But it's going to be Stumpy Nub probably wrapping around the corner. He's going to look for it next. The big man taking a high ground, taking an overwatch position here to make sure he can see over everything and hopefully spot any of the members of the Danglers when they move out into the open. Cash Grab has an advantage. They don't want to lose it anytime soon. They're trying to pinch onto these 2 players when they hopefully float into the middle, hoping to catch them off guard with the 2 separate positions that Cash Grab's roster have. A good scout on a Vex3, though. He seems to know that he's been spotted out, so he's going to try to move from that position. Still floating in the grass, and he's going to be able to hold his own with the big man helping out from on top. Takes down Vex3. Both players look like they're still maintaining themselves alive, but either way, 11-8 is the scoreline now.
1-for-1 trade and Vex3. I love that he's using the grass to advantage, but Danglers, they know exactly what's going on. They're thinking, okay, we can just scan that out, and that's a shot and a half. The big man goes down, and Danglers still see themselves in with a chance. 50 seconds to go. Can they find 2 frags? They've got both players up. The respawn's going to come in from Cash Grab, and there is a great chance that they can kind of get this done.
We're going to see Vex3 move himself forward, try to swing around the corner here. Not going to have a whole lot, unfortunately, to play off of. The plasma rifle in the corner here. Oh, no! Wow. Take that back. Lines up a great shot against Pesky Cashew, but he's got the healing jug still ready to chug. So takes that back down, gets himself up to full HP. Stumping up in the meanwhile, getting close up with the shotgun, finds 1 kill in his own regard. This is the Danglers closing the gap now. 1 more kill, and they can bring it back into their own court, and they've done it. Tied it up now at 11-11. 20 seconds left to take this back here for Cash Grab if they want to still maintain the lead. They've got the members of the Danglers slightly on the run. They should have them low on heals more than anything else here, and they need to use that to try and pick up a kill relatively quickly. Despite the fact that Danglers are tied, though, they're moving moving in. They want the victory, but no, Cash Grab's going to get revenge. Stumping Up goes down. They now have a 1-kill advantage. It's not being traded back. So with that said, Cash Grab takes map number 1. That last kill coming in just in the nick of time. They'll take it 12-11.
It nearly slipped out of Cash Grab's hand. Right to the wire, they were fighting back and forth, and it was looking like, oh, have they now thrown this away? But that final kill comes in, and sometimes that's all it takes. It was just constant aggression, constant firefights from start to finish. No one was holding back in this game.
No, not at all. And on top of that, we saw at the end, unfortunately, the members of the Danglers just going a little bit too aggressively to try to hunt for that 12th kill. One of them, I believe it was Stumping Up, ended up splitting just a little bit too much from Pesky to where he would have been able to successfully trade out afterwards. So Stumping Up goes down inside of the kill box, and there's just no hope left for the trade to happen. You can see the differing play styles, though. You've got players that are wanting to play long range. You've got players like Stumping Up that are wanting to play with only the shotgun and just rushing up close to it. You got players trying to work with the plasma rifle and trying to railgun people from halfway across the map. A lot of colliding play styles, and that made for probably, I'm going to be honest, one of the most interesting games we've seen yet here today.
Yeah, that's what I want to see more of, right? This straight, all guns blazing kind of style of fights. They were so confident in their own play styles, and they were just mashing together. Zakri getting into that hidden position, trying to sit there in the grass and wait it out. But then they realized what was going on. They started to scan in to say, hey, okay, look, you can't hide there for too long. Very good from both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, we're going to be jumping into the second match here in just a few moments. Keep in mind, best of 3 situations here now. So, Cash Grab, if they're able to close out map number 2, it's going to be all over, and they will take full control of this entire match. For their opponents, though, 1 strike back, and we head to a map number 3 to decide the series, and that'll all be decided in these next few minutes. We're just working on getting into the server now, and then it'll be a few moments away from us starting off with the action. Really great usage of all weapons we were seeing, though, from those teams. Like I said, I like the variety. Those teams kind of shifting away from some more like the pistols we've been seeing, more of the rapid-fire weapons, and going towards more kind of long or like the more far extreme long or short-range options in the game.
Yeah, that was it, right? It was all situational for them, and instantly, whenever they could get a shotgun, you saw them go and dive forward. They wanted to go and hunt them frags and say, okay, we'll go close range. But then at times, they'll be pulling out the plasma and just sitting back and waiting. And it all depended, I guess, from how we were looking at it, and obviously from how we can kind of adjust and say, okay, this is maybe how it's panning out from early on. Is it's a distance game, because you see they're going for the plasmas, then they'll go and grab themselves the shotgun out and say, okay, now we'll take it to them, because they're looking at doing that damage as much as possible, because the plasma can do so much damage, and then finishing them off afterwards.
Well, we have rejoined the server, so at this point we're just waiting for players to ready themselves up and jump into the match here now, so it's only just a few more seconds away, guys. Keep in mind as well that following this one, the Space Junkies portion, the Space Junkies portion of the stream is going to be closing out for this, but we still have more Echo Arena action coming up afterwards. It's going to be the final segment of the day, as we're going to be bringing VR Jersey back on the cast with me as we cover the North American matches that we have in Echo Arena. That's coming up directly after this match, so if you're looking forward to some Echo games, do stick around, as that's probably only going to be about 20 or so minutes away.
Yeah, not long at all, really, right? We've rattled through some of these games very fast, and to be fair, if it goes as we just saw it just then, I'm all down for seeing 3 maps when it comes to this.
Yeah.
I am so down to see that, because those guys, it was pure firefights. It was all down to the individual abilities and skill there. And I think it's the teamwork that just won out, because like you said, right, Stumpy, he went a little bit too far and then got picked off, and there was no refrag potential. And that's where you have to be able to do it. When we talk about communication in this game, especially in a team game where it's just 2v2, you need to both be aware of, okay, are we going in for this play? There cannot be any hesitation like, oh, I'm not sure. It's decisive decision-making that's on so fast.
Yeah, to be fair to Stumpy, of course, the time was incredibly low, so we kind of had to make it a daring play like that. Just something that we would have hoped would have been done more in a coordinated fashion. So I don't know if there wasn't a call that was made, and he kind of just went on his own without consulting his teammate, or his teammate just wasn't following him when he was supposed to. Something seemed to went wrong in that process there, and unfortunately ended up costing them the game. So now they've got to make up for it here in map number 2. Otherwise, they're going to find themselves losing the match and losing the potential points that they could be gaining in their group. As mind you, these are just 3 separated groups in North America, where we're going to be seeing more than likely just the top 2 teams. I think some groups may end up with a 3rd team making it out of it into that qualifying bracket, which is where all of our teams want to end up, of course, as that's where the potential for the money kicks in. That's where you can earn your spot in the prize pool and take a whole lot more cash at our LAN event in Leicester at the beginning of June.
And when we're saying, right, when we're talking about what these teams are doing, we can only speculate based on, first of all, the limited amount of games that we've seen here from Space Junkies on this level, and also not fully knowing how some teams are trying to adjust to things, how they're trying to plan things out. We can't hear their communication, so we can't be too sure, but it's just our insight on understanding how things may work out and how things will go down. Now, they're in the map choosing phase. We already know where we're going, so it's time for them to get into it and for them to get ready and to make sure they fire off enough bullets. You can see they're ricocheting ones, which probably doesn't help with the whole...
As soon as we get the map.
Yeah, not the one you want to use, right, to choose the map, ricochets, albeit, but we're going on to Dark Ice. We'll be able to see how this pans out, and the real question is, are they going to go for a similar style of play for me? Because, yes, that was pure aggression, but that was so right close and to the wire. Are they going to see a bit of a passive change up here?
I don't know. I think we're going to see... I feel like it's going to be harder to work on this map because we're heading into Dark Ice, and we saw it before. It's especially on the outskirts of the map. It's very choke point heavy. A lot of very narrow corridors and whatnot where teams aren't necessarily going to have a whole lot of room to play with. But there is that central area that's very open, and I feel like that's where the aggression could really come in from our team. So let's find out right now as we are live with it, folks. We've already begun 15 seconds into it. Let's see who's going to come out on top of our first fight, as it should be starting pretty soon with how aggressive our teams have been. Flight coming back in fact, from one of the members of the Danglers, and it works out great. Unfortunately, though, only a 1-for-1 exchange. Trying to make it 2-for-1, though, is going to be the Danglers. Nicely done by Pesky Cashew. Pushes himself forward, picks up the second frag, and will take the lead at the beginning of the map here for Danglers.
Yeah, straight head first into each other there as Pesky's now going to just maneuver his way around, drops the scam, but he's spotted out straight away. Vexry with the shotgun able to get the damage done, and this means they can sit there and say, okay, we've got a 2-2 now. Let's stick together. Let's see if we can find Stumpy anywhere, who now needs to just wait for his teammate to come close to him.
But moving into that scan right there, I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal to give him away, though. Ooh, Vexry being careful, almost runs around the corner there. In fact, does end up doing so. Stumping Up takes him down with a quick shot from the shotgun. And that's going to be Danglers, just barely pushing back ahead now at 2-3 after Cash Grab found their trade earlier.
A plasma rifle has also been found, but it's the shotgun that's going to be doing the work. Stumping Up once again, close range and loving it. Damage being done, and Danglers, they're stretching their legs. They're getting a bigger lead here, and they're also being able to pick up some of the armor. They're still close to each other as well, and they're just going on the hunt. They are not going to be holding back just yet.
We're going to see Cash Grab continue to move their way forward here. Vexry looking for the long-range shot on the plasma rifle right now. It's a little bit off the mark, a little bit to the bottom of the left here. So Stumping Up will be able to move in, takes out the big man. He's going to look for more on this one. He's got the plasma rifle to play with here now, too. Looks like he might have ditched it there. But as you can see, Pesky Cashew almost getting made the better of there by Vexry with the plasma rifle shot just happening a little bit too late into the fight and a little bit too close range. So once again, we see the Danglers coming out on top of it, and it's quite a decisive lead here despite their players being as split up as they are. They're still holding a good amount of control of the map right now. This is that dangerous situation that we don't want to see Cash Grab get put into, as this could end up with a situation like we had earlier in our European games with the Reaper, where they were just able to lock down their opponents and not give them any opportunities to push out of the map at all.
Yeah, this is it, right? You can play in this kind of corridor areas, very close quarters, but that's where the shotguns really start to shine. Then you go out into the open, but you leave yourself a little bit more vulnerable and exposed. Vexry looking to see if he can land another shot off here. The big man trying to work his way around the sides. They're just looking for someone to make that one mistake, but more damage being done, and once again, Stumping Up under pressure, but he's able to just fall back. They can't quite finish him off. They can't find that frag.
See Pesky Cashew picking up the next frag, though, however, against the big man here. As we see the Danglers continue to push ahead. Vexry finally able to find a trade on his own shotgun here. Takes down Pesky Cashew in a trade from the loss of his teammate from earlier. So this is a 1-for-1 exchange. Really not a massive advantage going either way. Stumping Up moves in for the counter trade there to find Vexry. Takes him out once again and continues to maintain the advantage the Danglers have had for pretty much the entire map so far. 9-3, a 6-point advantage now for the Danglers. And if things don't change soon here for Cash Grab, it looks like it's going to stay that way. We can see the Danglers bounce back, taking us to a third map.
Yeah, this is a much more decisive decision coming out here from Danglers. They're playing very nice on the teamwork. Stumpy Nub getting these shotgun kills over and over again. Finds himself the one onto the big man. He goes on hunt for the second kill. Vexry's just trying to hide it out for now and wait for his teammates to come back into it. But with such a lead and only 1:20 to go, Danglers, they're going to be more than happy with their position.
Big man and Vexry working together here. Vexry specifically just getting melted by Pesky Cashew in the open. Coming down to the wire here now. The Danglers, in fact, only need 3 more kills just to close out the map right now. But there's 1 minute and 10 seconds left, so they can sit back. They can try to play this pass where they want to. Stumpy Dub moves in, though. Picks up a shotgun kill against the big man to take him down. Vexry's just spawning spot on the other side here, but he's going to have to stay passive. And, oh, Stumping Up, I think, saw him zipping right past. They're going to try to lock him down before he has a chance to do anything. But no, too late. Vexry moves in, picks one up. But the problem is he's immediately traded again. Puts the Danglers on a map point now. If they can get one more kill, they'll be able to close out.
One more is all that's needed. Stumping Up on the hunt. He's got the plasma rifle there. Spots out one. Goes in to reposition himself. Cash grab. So much to be done here, and it's just not going to work out for him. More damage coming into play. Pesky comes in with it. 15 secured, and Danglers do manage to even it up at a 1-to-1. And do you know what? I feel like a fire was lit up under them after that first game and how close it got, because this was just pure dominance.